Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the T350 show. We had a little bit of technical difficulty with the camera. We got it straightened out now. Okay. And I got I got myself pulled up here so I can see questions and comments. So how's everybody doing today? Glad to see y'all. So we'll give a few minutes for the audience to build. It's good to be back. Took a trip to Texas. Hold on, my sound's up here. Okay, got it. We are set. Get all the technical stuff out of the way. So got back from Texas Sunday. Some of you probably saw the pictures on Facebook. I was hoping to get some live video while we were down there and do some stuff from the blinds. Didn't work out. T-Mobile has terrible service down there, so that's the way it goes. We had a great time though. We got in early Thursday afternoon, went through the safety briefing at the ranch, got our stuff put in our cabin, and had dinner, and then we went out for the afternoon's hunt. The first evening we were hunting in a blind over a water hole, and we saw a couple hogs come through about 150 yards out. I probably could have took the shot, but I didn't. I was hoping for something a little closer, and the feed was out, so we thought they might come in. So we didn't shoot at those. And a little while later, it rained for about 5 minutes, and it got real hot and steamy. It was 90-some degrees every day down there, and two nice-sized hogs came running right underneath our elevated blind, and they dove right in the water hole. So I told AJ, and it's my daughter's boyfriend, I says, hey, the front one's a big one. It's a big one. He's about 125 pounds. And it was a spotted black and white. And I said, that's a nice pig. Get it. And he was shooting my 350 Legend, and he put a fantastic shot on it, great headshot, and the thing dropped where it stood. Unfortunately, where it stood was in about 2 foot of water, about 6 or 8 foot offshore in the water hole. So, and it sunk immediately. It went under the water and disappeared. So we waited a few minutes, and said, well, one of us is gonna have to go in after it. So I left him in the blind, and so I could make sure he pointed me to where it went underwater, and I stripped down to my underwear, took my socks and shoes off, got down to my underwear, and I waded into that nasty watering hole with 6 or 8 inches of muck in the bottom of it. But I got that pig out of there, and we got him back to the ranch and got him processed, and we ended up getting 7 total. I missed a couple running shots. I actually got a couple pigs on the run, got 2 of them that were running, and got both of them. I was quite proud of myself to, take anything on the run like that is always a feeling of accomplishment. And AJ, he got 3. He got the biggest. He got the 2 biggest. He got a 118 pounder. The first one was 118 pound. And then the last one he got, that's Friday afternoon while we were doing the spot and stalk, he took a 98 pounder. So he did real good. He had a lot of fun. His first time in Texas, his first time boar hunting. So we had a blast. You ever get a chance to get down to South Texas and go boar hunting, you don't even need a hunting license now. They got, the pigs are such a problem down there that they just let you go out and shoot them. They do so much crop damage. They're such a problem. Yeah, Derek, we had a blast. It was fun. But they're such a problem in Texas that, you don't even need a hunting license, and you can hunt 24/7, 365, and there's no limit on hogs. So if you like pork, I highly recommend getting yourself to South Texas and hunting some hogs. And the 275, 300 pounders are nice to look at, and they make good trophies, and they got the big teeth, and it's cool to say you got one, but they ain't no good for eating. You don't want you got to shoot them to get them out of the herd or whatever, but those 100 pounders, 80 pounders to 100 pounders, those are the good eating hogs. So, like I said, you get a chance to get down there and do that, I highly recommend it. So last week we talked about upgrading your A2 system or your drop-in handguard on your off the shelf or mil-spec AR. If you didn't get a chance to see that video and see how easy that process is, it literally takes 20 minutes. We'll walk you through out on the video how to do that. Real simple, and all the parts you can get on BYOAR.com, including the toolkit to do that. If you like our videos and you're enjoying the content that you get, like them and share them. Put them out there, for your friends to see and help us grow our audience. This is what we're here to do, is to help people get into it and disseminate useful information. So this week's deal on our website, last week we did the A2 kit with the toolkit. This week, any handguard you buy, you're going to get a free micro hand stop. We sold one last night. We sold a flat dark earth 13-inch, and the guy got a micro hand stop with it, and we shipped that out today. So if you happen to be watching today, your handguard and micro hand stop are on the way. So this week's show, in tune with the hunting that we just got back doing, we're going to talk a little bit about hunting calibers in the AR platform. A lot of states don't allow .223 or .556 to be used for hunting for deer. They're fine for rodents and varmints and hogs and that kind of stuff, but they are just a little underpowered, they say, for deer. Definitely a little underpowered for larger the species than deer, but anything can be taken with anything if shot placement is right. That's the key, right? Is where you want to put that bullet to cause the most damage and take the animal down. We do headshots or try to do headshots on the hogs because that anchors them. I mean, they drop where they stand. And chest cavity shots on deer. Bullet selection is key when you're hunting. Full metal jacket is not what you want to use for deer hunting or any game hunting, really. You want something that has some. This is a 243 here. This is a 350 Legend. You can see the. These are soft point, lead tip. You get something. You can see the little serrations in the top of the 350 that allow it to expand open and open up like a flower. This allows energy that bullet is carrying to be expended inside the animal and do as much damage as possible inside the animal so that you dispatch them quickly and ethically. That's the thing when you're hunting. A quick, clean kill. We don't want our animals to suffer. We don't want to cause undue harm or undue misery for the animal. We want to dispatch them quickly, and using the right bullet, make sure that you do that. You want all that energy to expand inside the animal, so you want to use a soft tip, lead point, ballistic tip. Hornady makes a great bullet with the little red plastic ballistic tips. I've used those in my 450 Legend, and they are brutal. They do the job. So bullet selection is key. Practicing with your the bullet that you're going to use for hunting, obviously. Full metal jacket is nice to tune your gun in and get it sighted in and get you close to where you need to be, but then you want to actually do a little target shooting with the round that you're going to use for hunting, because every round's a little different. Your full metal jacket is going to have a different point of impact than your soft point, and based on, hey Russ, how you doing, bud? Based on the weight of the bullet, the amount of grains of powder, there's just a ton of variables that dictate where a bullet is going to have a point of impact. And if you sight in with full metal jacket and think you're going to be good with hunting, with a hunting round, a soft point or a ballistic tip, don't ever count on that. You could be off a couple inches. So, and a couple inches can be the difference between recovering an animal and not recovering an animal. And when you've got the trophy of a lifetime standing in front of you, you don't want to mess it up. You only get opportunities like that once in a great while, or once in a lifetime, they call them, right? So, real quick, AR-10 platform. You know, I'm by no means is this a comprehensive list of the hunting cartridges that you can get in the AR-10 platform or the AR-15 platform. Just some of the ones that are, you know, some of the better ones. Obviously, your 308 for the AR-10 platform. You know, you got 2,500 to 3,100 feet per second on a bullet, depending on the weight. You got 2,600 to 2,700 foot-pounds of energy, and this is all at the muzzle. Obviously, that drops off as the bullet travels down range. But with a soft point or a ballistic tip bullet in the 308, you know, that's a lethal round on any big game that you're going to find in North America, up to and including elk and moose and bear. You know, you can be sure that with the proper bullet and the proper shot placement, you're going to bring down just about any animal that North America has to offer. You know, another great cartridge, and it's kind of come on big in the last couple of years, is the 6.5 Creedmoor in the AR-10 platform. It's comparable in ballistics to the 308. Probably a little longer range. You know, you get a little more range, a little less bullet drop out of the 6.5 Creedmoor. So it's definitely a longer range, and not by much. It's not a huge gain, but you know, you gain some inches on the bullet drop in a 6.5 Creedmoor versus a 308. So I'm reading some stuff here, so if I'm looking down, I can't remember all this stuff off the top of my head. So if you see me looking down a little bit, I am reading some stuff here because I can't remember all these numbers off the top of my head. And in the AR-10 platform, you know, 243 Winchester is a great round for deer size animal, hogs, any of that kind of coyotes, varmints. You know, this is my dad's 243. This is what I used in Texas, and this is a 1967 Savage Model 99, and oh yeah, our battery's running low, so I got to be quick here. We didn't charge our battery long enough. So that's my dad. That was my dad's baby, and I love that gun. That's one of my favorite guns. The 243 is a screaming bullet. You know, 3,000 to 4,000 feet per second. A little light on the energy, but when the bullet's moving that fast with the right bullet, you know, it's great for deer and hogs. You move into the AR-15 platform, and probably the best hunting round there is the 6.5 Grendel. If you're allowed to use jacketed cartridges or tapered cartridges in your state, some states don't allow it. You know, 2,500 to 2,800 feet per second, 1,600 to 1,800 foot-pounds of energy, and with a soft tip or a ballistic tip, you know, that's a great round too for coyotes, hogs, deer. Similar trajectory to the 308. A little bit of more distance, lighter, smaller rounds, so you can get a little more distance out of it. Those states that don't allow you to use jacketed or tapered cartridges, and by that I mean, you know, it's neck down, right? And this is a straight wall cartridge. So a lot of states let you use a straight wall cartridge or a pistol cartridge in a rifle. So that's where you get into your 350 Legends. That's what this is, or your 450 Bushmasters. You know, you're talking 2,100 feet per second in a 350 Legend, 1,700 foot-pounds of energy, and with the right bullet, you know, that's a great bullet. It's a great choice out to about 200 yards. Starts to drop off. The bullets are a little heavy. You know, you get about 10 inches of drop at 300 yards, and after that, it really starts to drop off fast. So, you know, this is a great 200-yard gun. And where we hunt in Ohio, and you know, this is not an out west gun where you're going to shoot 500-600 yards. This is a Ohio, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Iowa, you know, those type of states that allow it, you know, where you're only going to get 200-yard shots. And the 450 Bushmaster, I own one of those in a bolt action rifle. That's 2,200 feet per second, but with 2,700 foot-pounds of energy. And with a 250 grain or a 300 grain bullet, you know, that's like getting hit by a school bus. You know, that thing is cranking. And with the soft point, I use the Hornady ballistic tip, Hornady lever revolutions out of that thing. And I got a doe last year, and you know, that thing was devastating. It did the job. It's similar to the 350 Legend. It holds good trajectory out to about 200 yards, but then starts to drop off pretty fast because it's a very heavy bullet. You know, this is 180 grain, and the standard, most of your 450 Bushmasters are like 250 or 300 grain. So the heavier bullet really starts to drop off fast after that 200 yard. You know, all these are great options for hunting, depending on what your state allows and what your desire to hunt is. Obviously, you know, a hunting gun is not a range toy. You know, you're going to spend, you know, $500, $600, $700, $800 on a range toy. You're going to spend $1,200 on a good hunting gun. You know, you're going to spend a little more to get you want that accuracy, you want that distance, you want quality stuff. There's about $1,200 sitting right here, and you know, a good barrel, a good bolt carrier group, good receiver set, good parts, good scope. You know, it all adds up to being able to harvest that animal ethically, cleanly. And you know, I keep going back to I'll always say to everybody, you don't want to have that giant 12-point buck that you're going to see once in your life standing in front of you, and you have a crappy gun that isn't going to get the job done. You know, you'll be sick over it the rest of your life. So you know, spend appropriately. So you know, I got to watch my battery here. Remember this week's deal: any handguard, you get a micro hand stop. You know, we need some ideas for shows. If you guys want to see us cover something, see us do something, hey, hit us up on Facebook, send us a message, whatever it is. What do you want to see us do a show on? You know, we're going to start recycling some of the shows we did earlier because we got a lot more people now than we used to have. But if there's something you want to see us do, let us know. We'd be happy to do a show for you on it. So we'll see you next week. And remember, you don't have to be an expert to build your own AR, to maintain it or upgrade it. We're here to help you do that. Thanks. We'll see you next week.